Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 8 of Spartacus titled Mark of the Brotherhood. So Spartacus' legend has continued to grow as he defeats gladiator after gladiator. Alithia is disappointed and bored by Spartacus because she doesn't like him, obviously. So Batiatus tells her that he's planning to buy a new crop of gladiators and offers her the chance to come and with him and see. She doesn't show up there, but he ends up buying all the slaves basically to piss off Salonius, despite Onimaeus telling him that the only ones who show promise are two German brothers, Agron and Duro, and the Gaul Sagovax. Asher basically kind of starts laying the seeds to get Batiatus to sell Crixus, which is overheard by Nivea, and Lucretia. Crixus has been underperformed sexually with Lucretia purposely, so that she'll hopefully get bored with him and he can just be with Nivea, whatever. Nivea informs him of the plans to sell Crixus, though, and he first tries to start fighting Spartacus, which Spartacus wins. And then, on advice from Nivea, he decides to go and sleep with Lucretia like he's never slept with her before. Alithia ends up basically paying for him the upkeep of one of Batiatus' new gladiators. Or not new gladiators, he's not a gladiator yet. Sagovax. She ends up inviting several of her friends over to the Ludus to basically brag about her new gladiator or whatever. Meanwhile, Varro has basically, after finding out that his wife was raped and is pregnant with the man's child, has basically delved into his old habits of gambling, and to the shock and shame of Spartacus, instead of sending the money he's earned this month to his wife, he ends up paying for a prostitute. Spartacus ends up basically playing dice with him and winning. And after finding out, what's happened, he's like, and you fault her for that? And then he does hand over the money that he won back to Varro. Because that was the only reason he joined the Dame of Guys. He tells Varro that he used to play it, but he gave it up for his wife. And proceeds to basically shame Varro, saying, your wife is alive. Any decent man would cherish that thought. Usually it's Varro being the bro. This time, Spartacus being the bro. So, while her friends are all over, Alithia's friends are all over, they start talking about Spartacus and end up bringing him out. Spartacus ends up insulting Alithia, and Alithia insults Spartacus. And, Alithia insults Spartacus, and Spartacus insults Alithia, and all of her friends start kind of agreeing with him because the rumors around her husband has been circulating. So, she ends up cutting open Spartacus, as one of the ladies says, wants to test the rumors if gladiator's blood rejuvenates someone or whatever. Weirdos, sickos. Anyways, Lucretia obviously is using this spat between the friends as a way to move her standing. Alithia ends up getting Sagovax to try and kill Spartacus with the promise of freedom. And I don't blame bro. If there's a chance of freedom, I'd probably take it too, despite knowing it's probably bullshit. And it's obviously not because he wants to kill Spartacus. He and Spartacus were kind of bonding over this episode. Spartacus gets saved by Crixus, though, and when Spartacus asks why you killed another Gaul to save a fellow Gaul to save me, Crixus replies, I didn't save Spartacus. I saved a brother who shares the mark of the Brotherhood or whatever. It was also a duel, saving a mark of the brother. Kind of shaming Spartacus. He killed Gnaeus last episode, and he had the mark of the Brotherhood. and also basically proving he still got it. I do love that, Crixus does tell Spartacus, though, you've earned a glorious death in the arena at the hands of a gladiator. Which, now that I'm saying it, reminded me of Gnaeus. That's probably why nobody's really mad about Gnaeus' death, because at least he was killed by a fellow gladiator. And also, he probably was kind of a nobody, too. So it ends with, Sagovax getting castrated and basically crucified. I feel bad for bro, man. I do. I love that they basically knew. They basically tell Alethea, yeah, we know it was you. We just can't prove it was you, because he didn't tell us even after we cut his dick off. I wonder why bro I wonder why bro just didn't talk. I guess he kind of realized ain't shit would happen. I'm still gonna die. I don't know. Yeah. I like this episode. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.